him Bearcat again. Woo! And leading off the rankings this year, none other than the whoremongers ran by Bearcat. Woo! Let's see, you got Matty Ice. He plays down the Albany, Atlanta, Georgia. And woo! CJ2K. I see you want to be a horseman. You want to ride on the private jets and the long limousines. Woo! Well, you can ride right along beside AJ Green and Reggie Wayne and the superstar Jimmy Graham. Woo! Watchers like these are why the whoremongers live on the big house on the big side of town. Woo! Coming in number 2. Let's see who's up next on the board.
You will rest in peace.
Whoa! It looks like we got the tag team duo of Ralph and Mark. Old bump and run. Woo! Let's see what you got. You got Tom Brady. You want to be a whoremonger? Well, you want the custom suits. You want the alligator shoes. You want the private jets and the prettiest women in the world. Well, Brady, woo! You're not going to be a horseman and you never will. So take your spoils and your Bradshaw and Welker and Nix and head back to the ghetto where you belong. Woo! Move on to number 3.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And the Tickle Monsters, you are not cool, my friend. Woo! You think just because Cam Newton's from the great city of Charlotte, North Carolina, that you can compete with the Horsemen? Woo! Well, it ain't gonna happen. And McFadden and Martin, well, they got your back. Well, when the whoremongers come to town, it don't matter if it's in Houston or Columbus or Pittsburgh or Wheeling or Cameron. It don't matter. You're going back where you belong in the backseat, baby. Woo! That moves us on to number 4. The old juggernauts making them same mistakes they made last year. Woo! Oh, when the Saints come marching in. Woo! I see you got Drew Brees, Marquise Colston, and Davey Henderson. That's why you Cajun bastards, you guys are eating gumbo and crawfish, and the Horsemen, we eat filet and lobster tail for appetizers, baby. Woo! Woo! On to number 5.
Best there is, the best there was, or the best there ever will be.
Is that you, Billy Chips? You think you're the best there is? Well, let me tell you something, Billy. You may have Big Ben, but you ain't got the big house on the big side of town. You may have Shady McCoy, but that's where it ends, baby. And let me just tell you something else. That's why you wear the silver and I wear the gold. And you tell that pretty little wifey of yours, when the honeymoon's over, if she wants to come and get a real man and find out what the 60-minute ride on Space Mountain's all about, baby, send her my way. Woo! Let's see who number 6 is.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, the West Virginia Warriors! Woo! I see you got Peyton Manning and Racer Roney and Brandon Marshall, and I hear you like to masquerade around town like the Macho Man, yeah! Well, the monikers, we don't care much for the Macho Man, yeah! And I've been thinking, yeah! In this season, in fantasy, the whoremongers will be all over you like melting butter. Yeah!
What it is what it is.
Woo! In 7th place, old Han Solo Burger. Woo! Old Ted got Arian Foster in the 1st round. Woo! But he backed it up with Tony Romo and Victor Cruz. Well, let me tell you, the Horsemen, we don't eat and salsa, baby. We bring in Wolfgang Puck, and he caters us breakfast on our private jets with our lovely ladies, baby. Woo! Number 8, the old cupcake killers. Woo! We got another newlywed in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! And you want to be a horseman? Well, let me tell you something, granny fucker. Woo! With scrubs like Jake Locker and Frank Gore and Miles Austin on your team. Woo! The horsemen, they wouldn't let you hold our spit bucket, baby. Woo! Woo! On to number 9. And who is in my team? It's none other than... Woo! Let me tell you something, Scotty. When you drop 5 gimps in a gronk, you'll never see the playoffs in this world, baby. Woo! Mario Manningham, he's going to lead you right back to where you belong, and that's in the cesspool in Michigan. Now holla if you hear me. Woo! On to number 10. Oh, Bubba's Bullies. Hello, ladies. You're back to defend your little paper title, huh? And just like the former wrestler, Val Venus. Woo! Your squad is a one-shot wonder, baby. Woo! And you got scrubs like Stafford and McGahee and Josh Cribbs. Woo! In the words of Val Venus, your fantasy championships only come once a decade. But the Whoremongers come every single night. Woo! Number 11, we got the Sexual Massacre. The Sexual Massacre. Oh, Ray isn't last this year, baby. But with Vic and Richardson and Mike Wallace, you want to talk about your bringing him the money? You want to talk about you're going to be bringing him the money? Well, you ain't got no money to bring home, baby. There's only one thing you need to do, and that's to know your role, baby. Because that's why people like you sign the back of the checks, and people like me sign the front of the checks. Woo! The one-man wolf pack wants to come in 12th place. Well, Bruce, you got the name right, because you ain't got but one man on your whole team, and that's on Matt Forte, baby. Woo! You got big shoes to fill. You got big $1,000 alligator shoes trying to live up to Big Brother. And we know, baby, what it must be like living in the legend of another. But let me tell you, don't be mad because I was born with a silver spoon, and I got all the good looks, and I got all the brains, and I get all the ladies, baby.
I am the king.
Woo! On to number 12, Old Squeak's Assassins. Woo! Excuse me, they're 13th. The Wolfpack was 12. Woo! Old Squeaker drafted him MJD. He got Matt Schaub and Demarius Thomas. Woo! But the Nature Ball is going to cut you some slack, baby, because we know you've been planning a wedding. And we hear it's going to be a Western-themed wedding. Woo! Well, let me tell you something about, the Whoremongers. We ain't never wore jeans. We don't wear cowboy boots or 10-gallon hats. But all the ladies in Harrison County, they all call me the all-around cowboy. Woo! You figure it out, brother. Woo! And here we go on the 14th and the last place in the rankings yet again. It ain't none other than old Lungy. And Lungy, what is your team name this year?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
When you draft Phillip Rivers and Sean Green and Greg Jennings, we now can see where you're always in last in the standings. That's why I got the custom-made suits. I wear the $700 shirts. I got the Rolex watches, baby. I got the limousines a mile long with 25 women just waiting to get in. And you gotta buy your clothes at the local Walmart, baby. Woo! And for all you out there that don't like where you ranked this year, woo! Let me tell you something. To be the man, you gotta beat the man.